What is going on, guys? Jack here and welcome back to another episode of the Portsmouth Career Mode series. This is episode number 75 and we're going to start today's episode off by seeing there we've got a little bit of bad news. We can see there that Gail Bigaramana has actually suffered a pulled quad in training, and that means that he will be out for 3 weeks, and that really does suck because he's actually been really good, performing very well in the side, and although he's not one of the highest overall players in the side, he's still keeping out a lot of players from the team and preventing them from actually playing that are technically better players than him. So clearly he's doing something right, and it's a shame that he will be out for 3 weeks, and we'll hope that he will be back as soon as possible because he is a crucial player to us. But you can see there that we are looking at the squad report, and as always we look at the squad report at the start of every in-game calendar month. And if you do want to see any players that have grown, then feel free to pause the video and take a look at the player stats. We've got some nice growth in there as always. And Marcus Prosperi, 80 overall at the age of 18. He's going to turn out to be an absolutely insane player, and I can't wait to see how he grows and develops. It's the same with Wilczynski, 77 overall at the age of 17. Not too shabby whatsoever. They're only going to continue to grow. And then we've got some other players here like Lewis Baker. It's a little bit depressing, really. You know, we brought those players in with the intention of growing them into really good young English players, but unfortunately that's just not happening, and a lot of these players have actually suffered the actual transfer glitch where they get transferred to a club and then they don't grow whatsoever. That really does suck when that happens, and hopefully that does get taken out for FIFA 16, as although it is realistic, it's not realistic if the player isn't growing whatsoever and they're playing every game, doing as well as they possibly can and getting a high match rating. They really should be growing, and they shouldn't not be growing. That's what I'm saying. I can understand if they were playing badly or they didn't play any matches whatsoever and that way that they didn't grow, but just not growing for no reason, it doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't, and hopefully that is fixed for FIFA 16. But regardless, we are going into the first game of today's episode. It's going to be against Aston Villa here in the Premier League. And I do want to ask you guys something very quickly before we get into the game and I talk about it, as we, well, almost score a really nice free kick there with Prosperi from 30 yards out. But I do want to ask you guys this, and this one question that I want to ask you. Do you guys want to see a kind of accelerated version of this career mode, just basically when we're not in the transfer window, as we score a really lovely goal there with Polyak, and he is a player that I do not want to be selling. I just want to point this out very quickly. I don't want to get sidetracked from what I'm actually trying to say, but Polyak, what a lovely goal that is from a brilliant player. I did offer him a new contract. Hopefully he will accept it. I don't want him to leave. I want him to be like the John Joe O'Toole of FIFA 14. Stay at the club all the way till the end and hopefully lift up the Champions League title at the end of it. And a good save there by Heaton. But as I was saying, do you guys want to see like 4 games per episode? Just to make it a little bit more interesting, because I can understand between the transfer windows it can get a little bit boring. I mean, 3 matches per episode is very good, as we hit the bar there with Euphora, and that's very unlucky there. We probably should have tucked that one away. But do you guys want to see more games per episode, or do you want to keep it as 3 games per episode? You let me know in the comments down below, guys, and I'll be open to hearing your suggestions, because I know a lot of you guys, in fact probably all of you, prefer the transfer windows. I know I prefer them myself to the actual just playing the games in between the transfer windows. But you know, if you want to see less games, you know, just 3 games per episode, let me know in the comments down below. And if you want me to increase the amount of games that we do per episode, then also let me know in the comments down below, and I will be open to hearing what you have to say about that. But you can see there, after the match, we did actually pick up a 1-0 result. Polyak with the only goal in that match, which is fantastic. And you can see there that Bingham Williams does want to discuss wages, and I'm more than happy to give him a new contract. We see that his contract is actually going to be 30,000 more than he's actually earning at the moment. He's only earning £750 at the moment. When we did buy him from Southend United, I do believe it was, that was the amount that he was on per week, and we're going to give him a whopping 30,000 a week, and it seems like a lot, but he really does deserve it. He's been a fantastic player. We're also going to get another scout Tom Burge is going to be coming in, and I did initially send him out to, I believe, Republic of Ireland. But if you guys have any other suggestions for any countries that you do want me to send this scout out to, do let me know in the comments down below. Maybe Brazil would be an interesting one, actually, looking for some players that have a bit of flair. You let me know in the comments down below, guys, and once again, I will be open to hearing what you have to say. You can see there, Bingham Williams, he is such a brilliant player. He never complains, he never moans, and you can see there, he does accept his contract first round. And that is absolutely fantastic to see. We also saw earlier that Blackett will be staying at the club. Not really too bothered about that. He's more of a kind of squad rotation player now. He's only really going to get a sniff in the first team if any of our centre-backs do get injured. As we go into a very, very important game here against Newcastle United. 4th versus 5th, and it will be interesting to see what kind of result comes out of this match. Although they're not playing the most strongest of lineups, which is a little bit strange, really. They didn't have their first choice centre-backs in, but they did have some good players in there regardless. One of them being the top scorer, and that's actually Freddie Montero, or Jefferson Montero. I'm not really sure what his actual name is, but it is Montero regardless. Their striker is really, really dangerous at the moment, having got more goals to his name than I believe. Yeah, he's got more goals than more pay, but I think the top scorer in the Premier League is actually Rooney. I could be wrong there, though. We'll have to have a little look in the next episode and take a look at the top scorers. But Morpay and Montero, they are battling it out, and in this match, they had some golden opportunities there, and a really good chance there. He was being unselfish there, passing it across, and Jonas Gutierrez, I believe that was, or was it Abid? I think it was Abid that actually ended up having the shot. The glitch player there, almost squeezing it through Tom Heaton's legs, and he is a player that I am interested in, sorry. Abid looks like a fantastic player. I mean, he's glitched, yes, but he looks absolutely awesome as we get a brilliant chance here in the 90th minute. The injured Neil Morpay having a shot there at Tim Krul, but unfortunately it was right at the goalkeeper, and in the end we actually pick up a 0-0 draw. So in a way that's a good result because Newcastle are above us currently in the league standings. They're in a Champions League spot at the moment, and we are of course in 5th place. So to get a draw against them, that is not too shabby whatsoever. You can see it was quite an even game, could have gone either way. We had a great chance in the 90th minute with Neil Morpay. Unfortunately he was injured, and I don't actually think he will be out for that long. I think he's only out for a couple of days, but regardless, he did get injured in that match, and that kind of restricted his performance and meant that he couldn't actually perform too well. I do believe he got a head cut or something, but we do have another player that has suffered an injury now, and it's not Neil Morpay, it's Jordan Ibe. In that match, I had various injuries, and unfortunately, Jordan Ibe is going to be out with a sprained ankle for, once again, 3 weeks, just like Gael Bigaramada. A real shame, to be honest, because he's been a very influential player for us this season. You guys know that. He's been brilliant for us this season. And again, another crucial player that's out on the injury board. Hoping that he will be back soon, though. And when he does come back, he's going to make such an impact into the team. I just know he's going to make that extra little bit of impact into the team. You see there that we do have a youth player that actually wants to be promoted into the first team. And I will go ahead and promote him here now. Michael Bunny, the right midfielder, I am going to go ahead and promote him. Give him a 3-year contract. It's a shame you can't give youth players 5-year contracts anymore. That really does suck. You can only give them up to 3 years, I do believe it was. But on previous FIFAs, I think you could actually give them up to 5 years on their contract, and that is something again that I think should change to the way it was beforehand. It was really good that you could give youth players 5-year contracts, and it meant that you didn't have to renegotiate every 3 years or so. It meant that in the long term you wouldn't have to pay them the extra wages that they would demand after those 3-year periods. But you can see we are going into the third and final game of today's episode, and once again it's against a top 4 side, and it is going to be Tottenham Hotspur here. They're looking for a Champions League place this season, and really we were just looking for any kind of result in this match. If we could get a win, that would be fantastic, but if we could get anything else than that, maybe a draw, I would be more than happy with that, because like Newcastle, they're doing very well this season, and I would find it very hard to rate them down in this match, although we would get a good chance there, and Chaloba having a shot there at Vaughan, but unfortunately my long shots aren't really that good in this career mode. Online, I score so many long shots, I'm not even joking, and a good long shot there, I believe it was, from Chadley, but Eriksson can't follow up the rebound. A bit of a wasteful effort there from Eriksson. Could have taken it down and done a little bit more with that, but it wouldn't matter. There's Neil Morpay gets around Federico Fazio and takes a shot first time. And what a goal that is by Neil Maupay. A really, really good goal. And it's Prosperi with a hold-up play there. And then passing it into Neil Maupay, who bangs it into the top corner, getting his 13th goal of the Premier League so far. Has been on a bit of a scoring drought recently. I mean, the whole team has, to be honest. We could be scoring more goals than we actually are, but at the moment it doesn't really matter. As well, they got a really good opportunity there. Jackson Martinez having a shot at our goal, and Tom Heaton again forced into making a save. And it wasn't the first time in this match that he had to make a save. Vaughan there making another save in a game that was really far and few of chances. I mean, there wasn't too many chances to report on in the game, and that was a good header there from John Anthony Brooks from the corner. But it wouldn't matter in the end, because we'd pick up a 1-0 result, and a very important one here against Tottenham Hotspur to end off the episode. And really, we've had a good episode. We've done a lot in this episode, and it's good to see that we're picking up good results. But this is going to be the end of the episode, guys. Hopefully you have enjoyed, and if you have enjoyed this episode of Career Mode, please be sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for your awesome support as of recently, and if we can keep it up on this video and get 50 likes, that'd be greatly appreciated. But other than that, guys, I'm going to have to leave it there, and I'll see you next time for another video. Thanks for watching.